nkwaniriza ku program amacha amalungi esawa zibeera 3 buli Monday okutuuka ku Olwokutaano nga tubaleetera program amacha amalungi wano ku ABS television. Kansubira nti muli bulungi, nsaasirako abo bonna abafiiriddwako abaabwe, then nabo abaradde namwe tubasaasirako ebyo, namwe abatuuse ku achievements ez'enjawulo tubayozaayoza. Nze Naluyijja Aisha, tugenda kuba tutambula ffenna okutuukira ddala ssaawa 4 ez'amakya g'olunaku olwaleero, wabula mbajjukiza nti twakozeemuko okunkyukakyuka. Twatandika programu eno ya ssaawa 2 ne tugiza ku emu kitundu kakati ya ssaawa emu. Bino byonna tubikola olw'obulungi, olw'okuba nti twagala tubawo empeereza ennungi. Mu nkyukakyuka eyazze ekinigeria kibadde kiragibwa ekiro, kakati kigenda kuba nga kiragibwa misana. So programu eno bweba ewedde tugenda baleetera enjiri y'omusumba Jengo Andrew, then oluvannyuma tubateerewo ekinigeria, then sports alyoka akoleki alyoka ajje. Bino byonna tubajjukiza nti tubikola ku lw'obulungi n'okuba nti twagala okubaweereza obulungi. Nabwe kityo nkujjukiza nti buli Lwakubiri, Lwakuna n'Olwomukaaga wabeerawo wano eno counseling ekulemberwamu omusumba Jengo Andrew. Ensigo ya mitwalo 10 zokka. Jangu wano ku church ya Revival Christian Church Ekawala obeere nga nate weegatta ku family eno. Gwe wenna alina ekizibu oyagala kwogerako bwogezi naye in a private way, ojja kujja wano Ekawala. Ensigo ya mitwalo 10. Ku Friday wabeerawo Friday night, okusaba kubeerawo ekiro. Then ku Sunday wabeerawo Sunday service. Byonna tubikuweereza wano ku mpewo za ABS television programs nyingi nnyo nyini ddala. Abayen Tours and Travel bakutegeeza nti gwe wenna alina omwana ow'obuwala nga ayagala agende ekata okukola nga housemaid, jangu batuukirire ekireka ku North 794452525. Munzikirize programu y'olunaku olwaleero munansonyiwa yanjawulomuko katonotono. Tugenda kukozesa English naye munsaasire mmaleko. Abantu siza ku kino Aje Samuel ne Kenny ne munne simanyi bamunne oli ayagala mwogere. Mwogere kale kamuleke. Bantu siza ku kino munsabire oluzungu mmaleko naye tujja kumalako. I have a guest in the studios. Agenda kweyanjula. He's from a different country. Atamanya ogenda funa translator nesina kyabakolera njagezaako okulaba nti mba nnyonnyola naye ng'ensonga enkulu eriwo tugenda kwogera mu kukusa abaana babakukusa ate ensonga eno Uganda wano tetutera nnyo giwulira. I don't know why, oba ffe bannamawulire ffe abatakoze mulimu gwaffe naye child trafficking weeri nno mwattu. And with a little research I have done, children are being rescued in one way or the other. So olwaleero tugenda kwogera ku child trafficking. Oyinza okuba oli eyo ng'olina ensonga yo omwana oba amukukusa somehow ng'onoonya buyambi, tomanya omugenyi gw'endeesa olunaku olwaleero ayinza okukuyamba in one way or the other. So tugenda kwogera ku nsonga y'okukukusa abaana. Abakulu bano si ba mu ggwanga lino naye ate bayamba abaana okuva mu ggwanga lino erya Uganda. So yensonga gye tugenda okuba nga twogerako. Good morning. You're very much welcome.
Thank you for having me on.
I am sorry, this is a local language station.
That's okay.
That's why my introduction is in Luganda. Do you know Luganda?
No.
You don't?
Absolutely not.
Okay.
No.
When greeting in Luganda, we say wasuze otya. It means good morning.
Okay.
Yes.
Good morning.
So wasuze otya, Adam.
Thank you very much. Good morning to you too.
Thank you, Kali. So I'll be translating a little for my audience. Okay.
Okay.
You're going to bear with me. I'll be interacting with them in local language.
Yes.
Okay. So good morning once again. You're very much welcome.
Thank you.
This is Amacha Amalungi. It's the program.
Okay.
Kindly introduce yourself to my viewers.
My name's Adam Whittington. I'm the CEO and founder of Project Rescue Children,
Rescue Children,
which is an international NGO in 5 countries at the moment.
Oh, not only in Uganda?
No.
Okay.
So in Uganda we fall under the CBO, which is called Cherished Children's Foundation.
Okay.
So we've branched out into Uganda now
Oh.
to try and help as many children.
Okay, so in Uganda it is Cherished
Children's Foundation.
Children's Foundation.
Yeah.
It's under the Project Rescue Foundation.
Children. Yeah.
Children Foundation.
Project Rescue Children.
Oh, okay.
Which is an NGO.
Oh, it's an NGO. So what basically do you do?
So basically, we do a wide range of things for children.
Okay.
So we focus on children, and that is to do with trafficking, exploitation,
Okay.
Sacrificial rituals,
Okay.
education, rehabilitation, a wide range, assisting law enforcement
Okay.
and government departments about trafficking, assisting them in operations. So we cover quite a lot of
things.
different things. Yeah.
The main important thing for you to be here is about trafficking, or
Yes.
even these other projects.
No, I think here there is a big demand or a big problem for trafficking children, Ugandan children,
Okay.
and also sacrificing. So they're the two biggest problems we see in Uganda, and that's why we've come. We're here now for 3 months,
Oh,
and we have been quite active. 27 people rescued within 3 months.
sure.
7 suspects in custody,
Okay.
trafficking,
Okay.
witch doctors, and also that's from 7 operations with law enforcement. So the Ugandan police, as well as government departments as well, who
Okay.
assist.
So the government has been of help.
They have, when we put forward a case, they can be very helpful. Unfortunately, not just in Uganda, but these type of, to get an operation to go,
Okay.
the final stages, there's a lot of red tape, which is everywhere, it's not just Uganda.
Okay.
So we have to deal with the political side, the law enforcement side, just to actually get the operation to go ahead.
Okay.
So that's a big challenge sometimes. Some government officials are much more proactive
Oh.
than others, and the same as law enforcement.
Okay.
But we've had no problems so far. They've been very accommodating, and we get the jobs done. So the biggest problem we see here is there's many NGOs in different fields, but the anti-trafficking industry, not enough's being done on the ground to actually physically help the children. And that's where we come in, and that's why we're quite unique, because we don't like to talk, we like to act. And that is the problem with helping a lot of children in Uganda.
Okay. So abalabi tuli mu kwogera ku okukusa abaana kugamba nti vamo Cherished Children Organization ye CBO ngeri under Project Rescue Children Foundation bagezaako okulaba nga bayamba abaana bakola ku engeri yo exploitation okuba nti abaana babakozesa emirimu gye batateekeddwa kukola okusaddaaka abaana okuba rehabilitation tugeze omwana alina trauma somehow bamutwala mu rehab mu mbeera endala byebimu ku bye bakola. So government egezaako okuba nga bayamba era baka rescuing abaana 27 children
27 within 3 months. Yes.
Within 3 months ebbanga emyezi 3 gye babadde wano bakayambako kati abaana 27 ababadde bawambiddwa. According to your research, what do you think is the rate of the kids that have been trafficked so far?
It's really hard to say, because even with government statistics, which some governments don't have, they're never accurate.
Okay.
So going on the amount of child trafficking cases we are coming across just within Uganda, it's a lot.
Okay.
It's a lot.
Okay, so among these 27 kids,
Yeah.
where do you get them? Which countries do you rescue them from?
No, this is all within Uganda.
Oh.
So 27 Ugandans have been rescued.
No, what I mean, where do you get these Ugandan kids from? Like, when they're trafficked, where are they taken?
No, we intercept them before. A lot of them have been rescued from Mbali area on their way to Kenya.
Okay.
So they're usually trafficked through Mbali, that side of Uganda, into Kenya and beyond. Child labour, prostitution, all this type of stuff. So we've been very successful to receive intelligence. We use that intelligence with the police, and we intercept them before they get trafficked out of the country.
How do you find out that there is a certain child that is going to be trafficked?
Tips, information. Members of the public give law enforcement tips. This type of information. So there's also a big problem with children in Uganda being trafficked within Uganda. So, as an example, children from Mbali or north of Uganda will be trafficked into Kampala for begging, slave labour.
The ones that we meet on streets.
Yeah. So you probably find nearly majority of those are trafficked within Uganda.
Okay.
So whether that's being kidnapped from their family or traffickers promise family members we will take care of your children with education, etc. So the families give the children to the traffickers, and they never usually see
the
them
family,
again.
the family members themselves give away these kids.
Yeah. On the pretenses of the children going to get education, and they target extreme poverty.
Okay.
So families who cannot give education to their children, cannot feed their children. This is a very enticing method that traffickers use. And they come into areas like Kampala and begging on the streets, stealing, and they're forced to do this. And their families don't usually see them again.
Okay. Kale, ayogeddeko nti abaana bano ebiseera ebisinga bwe baba bagenda okuba rescuinga babajja mu bitundu bya Uganda ebyenjawulo nga bageza kukusisibwa okugenda mu mawanga amalala, wabula abamu bakukusibwa ne mu Uganda muno bagenda mu byalo eri ewala ennyo obwavu gye buli ne bajjayo abaana ne babaleeta. So abaana be tulaba ku streets e Kampala wano abamu ku bo ebiseera ebimu babeera babajjayo eri nga babalima bagenda kubawa okusoma ba education ey'enjawulo ne babaleeta wano nga bagenda kusabiriza, bagenda ku streets. So simanyi waliwo ekikolwa, there is something that the government here does, especially in Kampala. They get some law enforcement guys, they get on streets, get these kids off the streets, okay, so that they can detain them. But it's surprising that these kids always want to be on streets.
Well, I think they're forced. They're forced to be on the streets, yes, from morning till night. So people have to understand it's like an organised crime business.
Okay.
So it's not just taking the children. The children are controlled in specific. They're held in specific locations, and they're basically forced to beg. Okay. As one thing, then you have child prostitution, crime as well. Okay.
So, what do you do for these kids after the rescue is done?
So another problem we see within Uganda, there is no help for victims. There is absolutely zero. And this is what we're trying to do. We're trying to not only investigate with law enforcement, rescue, but also continue the process to make sure that any suspects arrested are convicted. We help with the evidence so the law enforcement have a good case to convict. It's not just a matter of rescue. Some people just focus on rescue and don't concentrate on the victims or their families. So we are trying to do the complete process, and that is supporting families, trying to get the children identified back to their families, if it's safe to do so. There are some families who do sell their children because of poverty. So we do a lot of checks with law enforcement to make sure the family is suitable and what they won't sell the children again. So rehabilitation, facilitating transport, rehabilitation is a big one. A lot of these children psychologically suffer, and there is no help. Well, what we've seen here, there is zero help. There might be people in place say they help, but we haven't seen anybody help these victims and their families besides us.
Okay.
So we provide facilitation, basic food necessities for the family as well as the victims.
Okay.
And that's an extremely important process, which I think a lot of people forget, because it's all good and well rescuing someone, but to put them nowhere, it's just like they're going through the system again. So you've got to put a real stop to it, and that's not just from rescuing, it's from assisting the victim, not just for a day or two, it's for a process, until they're stable enough, can support themselves enough, if they are by themselves, if their family, which is nearly always the case, extremely poor, to assist them with basic needs, food, this type of stuff.
Okay, so you take a longer period of time in this process, even before them going back to their families.
It's a very long process. The investigation and rescue part can happen very quickly. It's the rehabilitation and the support for the victims and their families that can take years. And that's something we do with our donors. We make it very clear that we help in the long run as well.
Okay.
We don't want the children going back on the streets or being trafficked again.
Okay. Kale, atutegeezezza nti abaana bano tebakoma ku bayamba kubajja mu kukukusibwa. Wabula bwe bajjayo omwana ono abadde akukusibwa, bamutwala ne bamurehabilitating. Abamu babeera damaged psychologically, brain yaabwe olumu ebeera efunyemu issues. So bamutwala ne bamuyamba. Olumu ne bamusigaza n'omusigaza ne bamuyamba with basic needs, bw'aba yeetaaga okusoma n'asoma, bw'aba yeetaaga emmere, embeera bwekyo, olumu ne bayamba ne family zaabwe. So tebakoma ku kintu kimu kyokka kya kubeera nti babajjayo mu kukukusibwa kuno, but going ahead okuba nti bayambibwa. Munzikirize mpumulemuko mu ddakiika zino, ngenda kuba nkomawo nkyali ne Adam okuva mu Cherished Children Organization. It's a CBO eri wano mu ggwanga lyattu Uganda. Bakola ensonga nnyingi nnyo ez'enjawulo mu kuyamba abaana, wabula olwaleero tufokasinze nnyo ku trafficking oba okukukusa, ne tugenda kwogerako katono ne ku nsonga eya sacrificing these kids oba okubasaddaaka. Temuvaawo, okyaliko ABS Television. Tambuza olunaku